So I'm going to talk about talking about Day of the Doctor, and actually my favourite thing I think from the whole 50th anniversary was Night of the Doctor, which is really short. What, like
8 minutes?
8 minutes.
It's not very long at all.
Where Paul McGann, we finally see him regenerate into John Hurt, and he's just brilliant. Honestly, in those 8 minutes, he is up there with my favourite Doctors. You know what I mean? In those 8 minutes, purely based on those 8 minutes, he would be top 3.
Yeah.
I absolutely love him in it. And Moffat, I think, seems to write the character really well, which I actually think other incarnations of the Doctor, he often struggles to nail, or he kind of goes slightly into parody territory with some of them.
Mm-hmm.
Like Tennant's Doctor was always very egotistical and vain, but Moffat's version of Tennant's Doctor is even more that way.
Yeah.
And then the same with like David Bradley as the first Doctor.
Bless you.
David Bradley as the first Doctor, they amp up the like 60s sexism and shit like that.
Yeah.
Whereas no, Paul McGann, he seems to get it pretty bang on, and he's got some amazing speeches and that kind of dry wit. He feels slightly more like a bit more suave Tennant.
You know, it's really cool.
It's more controlled. It's kind of a romantic Victorian kind of hero, which I really like actually.
It's really cool that this is the shortest. Like he's at the shortest run of the Doctor overall
In terms of screen time,
but he's left like
John Hurt.
Well,
yeah, but yeah.
Yeah, in terms of numbered Doctors.
Yeah.
But he's left such like a big impression on you.
Yeah.
In terms of that,
Yeah.
But I think it's just that sort of character condensed down into such a short amount of time. It's like really
Yeah.
developed quite well.
And it canonised the Big Finish stuff as well, which is really cool for nerds. Because obviously, like, there is a lot of Paul McGann content as the Doctor, but most of it's on audio. So it's it was just good to see him again, and he's a very good actor.
Yeah.
Good in Withnail and I, he's good in these sorts of things, and I don't think he really does that much anymore.
Yeah, well, I met at a convention once, and he basically said it's great because I can just pick and choose the work.
Yeah.
Which is nice.
Yeah, it's good for them.
Nice man.
Yeah. So yeah, I love that, and I think the regeneration scene's amazing, and
It's really good.
Physician Heal Thyself is such a clever, again, it's that kind of Victorian intellectual kind of witty line.
Yeah.
I absolutely love it. Damn good stuff.
My next one's an episode of Torchwood, actually. Out of Time. It's from Series 1, which was a kind of shaky season.
Oh yeah.
Overall, but the episode itself is quite good in my opinion. I'm sure many people probably wouldn't share that opinion.
You're a big Torchwood fan, though.
I do like my Torchwood, yeah. And it's nice because it's a bit different. It basically follows, for those of you who don't know the show, these 3 people come through the rift in space and time in Cardiff from the 50s in this plane, and the Torchwood team kind of have to look after them. And that's kind of the whole premise of the episode. There's no big villain to fight, there's no one to defeat. It's just people out of time, displaced, trying to find where they fit in today's society. So it kind of follows the 3 different plots. So Owen falls in love with the pilot, and she wants to fly again, but she can't fly with modern machines. And Jack has a beautiful arc with this guy whose soul life's his family, and he's just left his son at home, and his son's now in a nursing home, and they go and visit the son, and the son's got dementia, and it's really sad.
Oh, jeez.
It's a really emotional, heartbreaking episode, but it's bloody brilliant.
Yeah.
Really well written. And yeah, it's just a nice change of pace, and you get to know the team a bit better, and you get to know these characters really well. And yeah, it's just lovely.
Oh, it's a shame because I was watching Torchwood, trying to get through it, and I struggled after the sexy gas episode.
That's episode 2.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And it's
it
just,
does.
you know, it's a show a lot about sexuality.
It is.
Yeah.
Sexy gas is probably as bad as it gets.
Yeah.
That's
I think I got to
That's a good
episode 3,
shit
but I
novel.
sort of like lost the will to live after that one.
yeah. Episode 3 is a weird one.
Was it the fairy one?
No, that's
Well,
episode
that was
6
a
or
weird
7.
one as
Oh,
That is
I've
also
heard
a
of
weird
that
one.
That is a bit of a weird one.
Yeah. No, episode 3 is the one with the ghosts and the rapist.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's weird.
With Torchwood, they're doing more on audio.
Yeah.
That's good.
Good stuff.
I did really like the concept of Torchwood, and it got really good later on, like when they were doing like the
Children of
Children of
Earth.
Earth.
Children of Earth is phenomenal.
that I remember watching that. It creeped me the hell out.
I always
Yeah.
wondered why the Doctor didn't appear in Torchwood, like
Yeah.
properly. Because I feel
Well-
like I understand that if kids saw clips of it on YouTube and the Doctor's doing some absolutely ludicrous
Raunchy
shit, then,
Yeah.
then I know that probably wouldn't be great. But as a fan, I want to see Tennant and Barrowman get it on.
Turn Left. I really like Turn Left. It was an interesting episode because it just sort of started off just sort of looked really light-hearted. Actually, they're just sort of exploring a market on another planet, and Donna goes to get her palm read, but then a weird, creepy time bug jumps in her back and reverses a tiny little decision that she made in the past, and sort of affects her whole life. So it basically meant she never met the Doctor in the first place.
Yeah.
Turning left instead of right. I like it sort of got that sort of crossover aspect of the end of that series, where it's sort of like mentioning everybody, and I quite like that.
So it
'cause sort of brings
Rose back in, doesn't it?
yeah, it brings Rose back in, which is really nice because Rose is there to try and sort of help Donna out of the situation, but then it's like the world only has so many lines of defence, and the big one is the Doctor, but it just sort of burns through those so quickly. I think what I really liked about the episode was just sort of showing off like the sort of turn of events that would have happened if the Doctor wasn't actually cutting about. I mean, because then there was the whole, like, got further on, this was a really good episode for Bernard Cribbins, because it ended up in a sort of refugee situation after the Titanic hit London. Which sounds weird, speaking it out loud, but there was a couple of things I didn't like about it as well, because they were like, I remember watching Voyage of the Damned and them saying, it would take out the entire planet if it hit, and then it just took out London.
Yeah.
But it was just sort of that turn of events that I really liked.
Indeed.
Yes.